Tonight on the ASR. The U.S. Open is happening this week at Erin Hills in the great state of Wisconsin. So who better to bring in than somebody who played in 2 U.S. Opens? Can we call you semi-retired? What do we call you?
Yeah, semi-retired.
Tour veteran, Chris Riley. Chris, thanks for taking time out. You made the cut in 2004. Explain why the U.S. Open is the ultimate test in golf.
Well, the USGA sets up the course super difficult, and they just want to test the best players in the world, test them mentally more than physically. Because on Sunday, the greens get all dried out, and you just got to be patient, take your bogeys where you...
Ask the average guy which major they want to win. Where does the U.S. Is it Masters first?
Sure. I think the Masters, and then the U.S. Open, and if you're American, and then the British Open, and then the PGA.
All right, so obviously the rough at Erin Hills has been the big discussion this week. A lot of complaints because it's too hard. They even cut back some of the holes. Your thoughts about how the layout at Erin Hills?
I think it's going to be a super long golf course. The rough is up pretty high at the fescue, and if you hit it in there, it's going to be penalizing.
But, so Kevin Na made that. I don't know if you saw, did you see his Instagram?
I saw it, yeah. We're
going to roll that, and then Rory McIlroy responded to Kevin Na's big wah. Take a listen to this.
Lucky if you find your ball. Now, I just moved grass, and I found it. And I'm going to play out of here. Let's see, it's like a hazard. Every hole we got hit. Every hole. No chance. Nope, didn't move.
We have 60 yards from left line to right line. Like, you've got 156 of the best players in the world here. If we can't hit it within that avenue, you may as well pack your bags and go home.
Are you in the Na camp or the Rory camp?
I'm definitely in the Rory camp, and I'm also in the camp they're playing for $12 million this week. So I would play on Interstate 15 if they put up that kind of purse. So,
all right, so Phil Mickelson made news when he said, hey, my daughter's graduation. We should mention his daughter is speaking at graduation, so there's a big reason why he wants to be there. But he is now, I don't know if you saw, they're showing how there's a possibility he might show up. There's going to be some possible rain. He's going to get on his plane. It's going to be like Santa Claus. We're going to be able to track him in the sky. Is Phil Mickelson going to make the start? Make his tee time?
I sure hope he does, because I would love to see Phil complete the Grand Slam. So I'm really pulling for him to play, and he's been playing well this year, so I think he has a chance.
What happens if he tries to make his tee time but doesn't make it? Do they go off as a twosome?
There's a first alternate sitting there right now, hoping Phil does not come.
So do we know the name of that guy?
Yeah, I can't remember offhand, but there is somebody there sitting there.
Who's going to be at the tee hoping Phil doesn't show up?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll wager that Tiger Woods' name is not even mentioned in the broadcast. Obviously, Tiger's got bigger problems in golf. But say Phil's not there, Tiger's not there. Is the professional golf ready to move on without the iconic superstars?
Obviously, without Tiger, we're moving on. But Phil's still there, and you know, knowing Tiger personally, I really hope he gets things together, just not in golf, but in his life, because he's a good guy and he's done so much for golf, and I know he has a lot of fans, especially myself, and we're really pulling for him to get back.
You know him on a personal basis. Yeah. What is Tiger Woods a decent guy when
Absolutely, he's a great guy when the cameras aren't on him. He's under a microscope every week, but when you go and you have a Coke or a beer with him inside the clubhouse, just a regular guy and just wants to have fun. I mean, he's lived his whole life under the microscope, and it's very difficult.
Dustin Johnson is going to be sort of in Phil Mickelson's position in that his wife just gave birth, hasn't spent a lot of time on the course. He's going to go in with swinging free, swinging for the fences. How does Dustin Johnson, is he going to benefit from low expectations or lack of practice time? What's going to be?
No, he's going to benefit from him. He's the #1 player in the world, and I'm going to go out on a limb and pick him. Oh, sorry.
All right, let's just jump ahead.
Okay.
The reason why you're in this chair is because back in April, you accurately predicted who was going to win the Masters on Thursday. Please roll the soundbite of Chris Riley making his prediction as to who's going to win the golf tournament. Chris Riley talking about who's going to win. So you'll only pick one guy, Chris, quickly. Who's going to win?
Sergio Garcia.
Oh, boy. So he's wrong. I'll tell you, it's going to be the John Rahm kid, Tim Mickelson's kid.
And after so many years, once and for all for Sergio.
So you picked Sergio Garcia on Thursday and won, despite my objections. Who is going to win? This is your close-up camera. Who is going to win? I think we know the 2017 U.S. Open.
Dustin Johnson is going to defend his title and be a 2-time U.S. Open champion come Sunday afternoon. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
It hasn't been. We haven't had a back-to-back winner since what? Curtis Strange?
Andy North maybe back in the day?
No, he didn't win back-to-back. I think Curtis Strange.
Okay.
How tough is it to win the U.S. Open back-to-back?
I just made a cut. I wouldn't know.
All right, so here's my pick. I think you got to look at Jason Day because first of all, he's won a major in Wisconsin, and he's been in the top 10 four of the last 5 U.S. Opens. So I'm going with Jason Day. So the secret is on Thursday you don't lose the tournament. You just try to keep it in the short grass, right?
Yep, it's all about getting to Sunday and having that back 9 and having a chance. Anybody heading into Sunday within 5 or 6 shots, depending on how the course plays, if they get a lot of rain, it's going to soften up. But if it doesn't rain and the USGA has it their way, it's going to be firm and fast, and we're going to see some big scores.
Chris Riley, we'll have you back.
Thank
Chris
you.
Riley, enjoy your Father's Day. We will have more Chris coming up in sports. Chris Ello will join us at 6:45. Now back to the news desk.